Tiffany, where are you located?
We are now.
I'm in Canada.
Aha.
We're now recording.
Columbia.
We are now recording the January 12th, 2018 Small Business Accounting Advisors. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
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 Hello, hello. So, Tiffany, you went away. I just wanted to say hi to you. We didn't have a chance to say hi. The last two times you were here and then you were gone. So
I know, that's all right. Hi and bye.
So I was talking to Mariette. She did a Facebook Live for 17 Hats yesterday. Very awesome. The link is in chat, and I will also put it on the Facebook when I post this in the group. And Mariette, you were telling us that many, many companies are starting to do this, like Fundera.
Yes. Yeah, I'm trying to find a place here in my backyard that I can sit for a minute because I'm here in Southern California and I don't want to make anyone sad, but the weather is absolutely gorgeous. I have to be outside to get some sun, vitamin D. Linda can also say the same because she's only a few minutes away. But yeah.
72, no wind.
I know. So I wish that on all of you. Yeah, so basically what I've noticed in the last probably few months, if not last year, is that a lot of these companies, especially the ones that focus in the small business, area, small business communities, they're creating these different outreach opportunities, whether it's Facebook groups or like designated Facebook Lives, or even something like what Seth does, where they have like a scheduled meeting where they bring people in and they'll interview them. And so 17 Hats is going to start doing that now, where they're going to have once a month, they're going to bring somebody in as an expert, because their target market is the small business owner and the solopreneur. And they're going to just have someone come in that can empower their audience. And like, for instance, 17 Hats has over 18,000 plus, I think almost 19,000 followers. Nice. So imagine the opportunity to be interviewed by a company that's going to have 19,000 followers watching eventually. And so it's just a really good opportunity for people to think about that. I mean, if you're trying to brand yourself in a specific area, you can see if there's a company or a vendor or partner that you wants to bring you in as an expert, and then you can be interviewed, and then it's free marketing. Because, like, for instance, I was just telling our team here on the call that I'll make a video, and maybe after a few weeks I'll check and I'll have a few hundred, maybe 1,000 views if I'm lucky. When I go ahead and do something with 17 Hats, within a day I have almost 2,000 views within a day.
Nice.
So yeah, that's pretty nice to be able to do that, especially when, you may not be an expert in how to get those views, how to get those likes. It's just a really easy way for you to get connected with your target market. Another company that's doing it is Fundera. So that's a small business lending platform. They've been out there for a while. They usually go to a lot of our conferences. Meredith is their definitely the kind of customer happiness manager or liaison. She's been with their company for a really long time. And she's really
awesome.
cute. I always call her, yeah, do you guys know her? She's really awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
I call her Little Red Riding Hood because she's always wearing a red jacket. I don't know if she loves red, but she always wears red because she looks gorgeous in red. And so, yeah, you're going to see it now. When someone says something you don't notice it, you're going to notice. She always wears red, and she looks so amazing in it. And so anyways, they just started something called the Town Hall. And it's a Facebook group, and they're starting to invite a lot of us in it. Maybe you guys are even in it already. And it's also focused on entrepreneurs and how to empower the entrepreneur. And they're being very strategic about creating posts to engage activity and engage communication. And so a lot of organizations are doing that. And so just keep an eye out for that, because it's a really easy way for you to start branding your business and getting known. And you don't even have to create the group. Just join the group. Just join and start participating. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
So for 17 Hats, they actually did the Zoom and the Facebook Live from the Zoom. Because Facebook Live, can you do groups yet with Facebook Live?
You mean, can you Zoom into a group? Is that your question?
Well, no. Can you actually have a group meeting with Facebook Live?
Right. You can have one person. You can add a person. Yeah. I believe they wanted to do adding more. I don't know if they're there yet. I know you can definitely add. You can start a Facebook Live with nothing else. Like you don't have to use Zoom or anything. And then you could just ask somebody to join. Like Gina, you could do that. But actually to have like the whole panel experience the way we do it, I think you still have to use an additional app. And yes, 17 Hats does use Zoom. So yesterday we used Zoom to do it.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah. So pretty cool.
Awesome. Was that Linda's dog that said, yes, I agree?
No, it's my dog. See them? They're running around. They're running around here. Yeah, I'm going to mute because they're going to keep on barking. But yeah, so it's pretty awesome. And then if you guys want to watch this, so you know what the 17 Hats video is about. It was basically last month, if you go to see, all you have to do is go to their Facebook page. So I know Gina was like, where is it? So just go to their actual Facebook page. And then you could do two things. You could go down the feed and you're going to see it's going to say live and you're going to click on it and can play. Or you could actually click on Facebook. If you ever noticed, on the actual Facebook, on the left-hand side, it says videos. And if you actually click on videos, you're going to have access to any video, whether someone did a quick Facebook Live interview, or even if they uploaded a video, it's all going to be on the left-hand side under videos. So that's the easiest way to find it. And what they've done so far is last month, they actually had a woman named Abby, who's like a hardcore tax expert. She actually was on a panel with me at QuickBooks Connect, and we did a tax workshop, a boot camp, basically. And so they had Abby last month, and she is like, if you think I'm energetic, she is like 10 times more energetic than I am.
I can't even imagine that.
Yes. Well, I'm telling you, watch it. She's just like, ah! She's like, she was just go for it, you know? And so she was last month, she was the tax boot camp with 17 Hats. And then yesterday, mine was more about, actually, you guys will probably like it. It's about building a relationship with your accountant and your bookkeeper and why that is important and why that will create financial success for your small business. So that's what it was about.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we talked a little bit about this morning and Seth's hangout and Zapier. Dennis was on it.
Reconcile and prepare.
Pardon?
2017 T4.
I don't know what that was. Okay.
I was sort of in and out. I was trying to watch a 3-hour webinar on the new tax law, so that kind of...
Well, that was one question I was going to ask you, Dennis. Did you look at the new tax tables that have just been put out?
I've glanced at them. The 3-hour webinar was probably about an hour and a half was on the Form 199, or Section 199A, I think it is, the 20% QBI, which is a god-awful nightmare.
Okay, what is a QBI?
You can deduct 20% of your net income, or you get a 20%, up to a 20% deduction from your net income, as a deduction. So you figure out your net income and then you take up to 20% off, but getting to the 20% is kind of problematic in some cases because they get all these different if-then kind of qualifications, and the lesser of such and such versus such and such. And it was my brain was kind of full after the meeting.
It was leaking out your ear. That's what someone told me when you're looking at things like that.
Kind of like sprain my brain,
Peggy liked that. That was Peggy laughing.
I'm sorry, but my video is not playing right. It looks kind of wonky, so I took it off.
I have a question for
the virtual background for it yesterday, so it hasn't been right since.
Uh-oh.
I have a question for Mariette. Are you still there, Mariette?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you work with the PTO, right?
Yeah, ProConnect Tax Online, yes.
Right. When is the new tax estimator coming out, and has it been kind of gone sideways because of the new tax law?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of activity in the group. So, I mean, there's a lot of representatives that are even in the group that are keeping us updated. I think they said in the next couple weeks, And I think people were like, oh my goodness, that seems too late. I mean, I know they're heavy duty working on it, but honestly, right now, anything that has to do with 2018 tax code, we're going to just have to be patient.
Right, right.
I mean, just the withholding tables alone were probably like craziness for, all payroll companies and the IRS to deal with. And then anything else that's further along the line, like the 20% deduction you're talking about, they got to get out 2017 before they get out 2018. I mean, I understand that. And so I know people are like, get it out. But it's like they got to do it in the order that it needs to be done, which is 17 first and 18. But I think I saw in the actual Facebook group that it was estimated for like end of the month. So
I noticed that they took down the link to QBO or QBOA in PTO the last couple of days. At least it seemed to have disappeared.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I had to go in directly to QBO, but it looked like they took down the link.
Well, I know they've been doing so basically what they've been doing for anyone that's listening. So ProConnect Tax Online has really been working to create that seamless transition between a tax preparer that maybe has never used QuickBooks Online Accountant, QBOA, to really start taking advantage of that platform. And so what you would have to do is you actually would have to be in QBOA, and then you'd click on like a link in QBOA and it'd take you to ProConnect Tax Online, but there was no way to go back. You would just have to have the tabs open. A few months ago, like Dennis had mentioned, they actually put QBOA into PTO, but they've also been working on so many more platform interface changes. So, I'll be honest. So, and this is any software, is that even though, QBOA was in the platform, I think like for 6 weeks at the end of 17, like I'm probably not going to use that as a workflow as a best practice until it's been in there for a few months, because I know they're going to still keep on tweaking the interface until it works. So, I'm not surprised that it disappeared.
Do you know about, well, last year they gave you, as a pro advisor, they gave you like 25 tax returns. I haven't seen the advertisement of that. Is that still going on, or do you know?
I heard it's still going on. So right now we're going to start doing all of our ProConnect Tax Online sessions are starting again. So Heather Satterley, talking about Heather Satterley, so her, myself, and other gentleman by the name of Bryce Forney, we teach a lot of the ProConnect Tax Online classes, in addition to the actual ProConnect people, which are like Boris. Many of you guys probably know him. He's in the group. So I would say, like, even if you have a minute, like register for any of the ProConnect Tax Online classes. The series is all online, and then just jump in there and ask the questions, because everybody that's on there is, we're teaching the class, but we always have a ProConnect Tax Online rep. I call them my secret ninjas. So we always have one in the background. And so a lot of times what I've noticed is I'll be teaching and people will be asking like PTO questions in the background, and that's totally okay. So like you could jump into any of those classes that we're going to be teaching and just start asking like PTO related questions, because that's what the rep is there for. He's there to answer any questions.
Are they going to be recording the webinars?
Yeah, they're all recorded. They're all recorded. Okay. And yeah, they're all recorded. They're actually, I'll try to find the link right now and put it in the chat, but it's called like the ProConnect Tax Online Fall Tax Season Series or something. And when you actually go onto the landing page, you're going to see all of the scheduled classes. And if we've already taught one, we actually will upload the last recorded session. And so if you just can't make it live, but the only thing is if you go to a recorded session, you don't get to ask questions live. So that's why I tell people, like, even if you don't have to go because you already know PTO, just get into the session to ask questions, because you actually have a rep right there for free for an hour. You know what I mean? So it's like really beneficial for those people that want to get their questions answered. You may even get your question answered faster in a webinar than if you actually try to call customer support.
Oh,
so,
yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, so it's a good idea. So yeah, feel free to jump in there.
Absolutely. Nice. So, what do we want to talk about?
You were saying about you had some ideas for Zapier. I was just kind of curious what you're thinking, how you're thinking of implementing it.
How I personally am going to use it?
Yeah, because you were saying in the chat that you.
Well, I was really impressed that you could do things from your email. I mean, you can not only do Google Forms or new clients and bring it right into QuickBooks. But I could think of a lot of instances where people, or, if then that kind of,
Yeah. Well, I just got the $20 a month version because I wanted to use the Acuity schedule. And what I wanted to do was for someone that had booked an appointment to have it transferred to the Zoho leads. So that seems to be working. I need to spend more time with Zoho, but I would kind of like to be able to transfer stuff, like maybe using Slack and transferring that to my CRM.
Right. Well, I would love to take Heather's class. She's got a new class coming out the beginning of March, where she'll be teaching that, and particularly Square and PayPal, which do actually have native syncs to QuickBooks, but I would never recommend using them. But you can do Zaps and actually get what you need without all of the extra stuff. Like, I know Square, if you actually connect Square to your QBO account, puts all these crazy accounts in your chart of accounts that, yeah, please do change my chart of accounts.
Yeah, right.
Not without my knowledge.
Yeah, thank you for not helping me.
Thank you for not helping me. Right. Like Heather said, all I want is, the gross sale minus the discount and what's deposited in the bank. Thank you very much. So yeah, no extra chart of accounts things. So there are a lot of instances that like Mariette says, takes you to the next level as far as automating things. And I know my inbox needs all the help that it can get.
Yeah. I looked last month at like 70,000 in one of my Gmail accounts, and so obviously I've kind of given up on trying to.
But you take a break and you take 2 days off and you come back and you're like, oh.
It take me 2 months to clean all this stuff up. I just give up.
Exactly.
Just hope I catch the important ones.
Right. I'm afraid of losing. So yeah, that's why I'm thinking that there could be a lot of opportunities there to flag things, or I know I have Boomerang and all of that, but this job of keeping track of my inbox is getting to be a major one.
Yeah.
So, knee deep in 1099s now. Are we done with our 1099s, or are we still going through them?
I'm not doing that. Not me.
Linda, you're muted. Let me unmute you, see if I can. Okay, you're unmuted now, Linda.
Got it. And I'm looking at Nerd Enterprises with live automating processes with ZBreeder. That's what's on my screen. That's not what? Hold on. Okay, there we go. Now I'm back.
Okay, got it. Well, QBO has a work tab now that you can use. I'm hearing people saying that they love it.
Oh, for 1099s?
For 1099s, yes. Yes.
Yeah, I made a video on it, guys. I can post it real quick, but I made a video on it's the workers tab in QBO. And then basically I'll post the video. And I actually also posted, so hopefully you guys are all watching QBO in the Know if you do support QuickBooks Online clients. It's the best Intuit webinar series out there. I don't know if, do you guys follow it? QBO in the Know?
I do not.
Never heard of it.
Where do you find that?
Well, so QBO in the Know, it's an amazing webinar series. Intuit started doing it 2 years ago, and it's a monthly series. And yeah, so, well, you guys must not follow me. I talk about it all the time. So anyway, but the reason why, I'm going to tell you why it's so awesome. Because I only like to follow things that are like strategically well done, so that way I can get in and out of them quickly. And so this actual webinar series, it's very structured. So what I mean by that is it's once a month, you know what the topics are, you join, you register for the actual meeting if you can, And then they have, like, let's say 5 topics, and they're essentially either the most popular QuickBooks Online topics or the newest features. And they literally will have the development team on there, and they'll say, okay, the next 10 minutes, we're going to talk about the new contractors feature. The next 6 minutes, we're going to talk about purchase orders. The next 10 minutes, we're going to talk about sales taxes. The next 10, and it's like, and there's an actual moderator who is like amazing. I don't know what his name is. He works for the customer care team. And he's just like, okay, thank you, next. Okay, thank you, next. Like, he is on it. Like, he doesn't let people like chit chat. It's like you get it out. But this is the best part. After they actually do the meeting, they record it, of course, and then they save it on their QBO in the Know landing page. And on the landing page, they break the webinar out into parts. So if you only want to learn about sales taxes, you click on the little sales taxes, and they will take from that 1-hour webinar, they will break out the 10 minutes that they talk about sales taxes, or they'll break out the 10 minutes that they talked about. Yes, it's so awesome. So you don't have to go through this 1-hour webinar to learn about the new purchase order feature. You just go to their landing page, you go to the day that you missed, and then you choose the topic that you like, and you only watch that topic. So
Nice.
it's amazing. Yeah, I commended them. I'm like, whoever thought about that idea is brilliant. It's super organized and right to the point. So it's called QBO in the Know. And I believe you could find the landing page. If you guys just kind of look on either my Facebook profile, even on BWAM, on Seth David's BWAM, I actually posted a couple links to QBO in the Know because they did the one recently on this feature called Contractors and 1099s. That's what the actual feature is called. And basically it's a 10-minute clip on that feature. So you can just watch that feature. If you only want to learn about the feature, you can watch the feature.
Okay,
See how it works, exactly.
I'm seeing QuickBooks in the Know webinar hub. Is that the same thing?
That's it. It's the QBO in the Know webinar hub. Yep, that's it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it says QuickBooks, yeah. So I didn't say QBO. I'm kind of a...
Oh, okay. So it's probably QuickBooks. Well, I mean, I thought they called it QBO in the Know. Maybe they call it QuickBooks in the Know. But yeah, and then they actually have their own, I would say if you guys are big YouTubers, like if you learn through YouTube, they have the YouTube channel. And on their YouTube channel, you can subscribe to the playlist. And if you subscribe to the playlist, then you can go back 2 years and see all of the ones they've ever done. So it's really cool. And like I said, they're very strategic. It's not going to be a waste of time. They're very strategic about how they lay it out, which I really appreciate it, because a lot of us don't want to watch an hour video to just look at 5 minutes. You know?
I've put the link in the chat.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Welcome.
Yeah.
So I wasn't thrilled with the name Workers because when I first looked at it, I assumed it was for employees. Because it's employees and contractors, then it does have to have a different name, Workers. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So if you want to do your 1099s and you set everything up, it's set up basically the same way that QuickBooks Desktop is, where you actually pick your accounts and assign them. You know, rents go to box 1, non-employee, compensation is box 7, that kind of thing. So you pick your accounts that go to what boxes, and then you go to your contractors and make sure that they are tagged to track 1099s and make sure all of the information is in. Once you do that, you go through the process. And before you actually print the 1099s, there's a really good report that they have, the 1099 information, and that is a great report to print out and look at before you actually try and print your 1099s. So just wanted to say that, and you can do that now in the Workers tab, or you can go to the Vendor tab. If you go to vendors, you have to, well, it's expenses and then vendors, and you'll find in the upper right-hand corner, prepare 1099s. So if you need to do that in QBO, you have to have the Plus version, but it does work really, really well. So what else do we want to talk about? Linda.
Yes.
I wanted to talk about your interesting call today.
Yeah, it's interesting how when people get a certain idea in their head, we stay stuck with it and we don't really consider other options. I got a call today. I've gotten a couple of calls this week from people who saw the sign on my car. It just says QuickBooks. No, I think it says QuickBooks and QB Clean and my phone number, and that's it. And I got a couple of calls. And one of them I thought I might be able to help. She just needs certain things straightened out. But I send them over to the Find a QuickBooks Pro Advisor because a lot of them, that's what they're looking for. But this lady was looking for somebody to just do data entry into QuickBooks. She actually much prefers to use Quicken. She's tried to use QuickBooks. She says she can't use it. She doesn't like it. She can't find anything in QuickBooks. And I'm thinking, like, how can you not find something? It's a lot easier for me to find things in QuickBooks than it is in Quicken. So anyway, and she's just looking for somebody to do data entry. And I said, there's a lot of other possibilities other than hiring somebody. She wants to hire somebody at $20 an hour to enter it into QuickBooks. And I said, problem is at $20 an hour, you're going to have somebody make a lot of mistakes that somebody else is going to have to come in and fix at a lot more expensive a rate.
So yeah, you have Quicken and you have QuickBooks, and you're doing both the same thing in both programs. And
that's what she said, but why would you
match
do that? It
them?
doesn't make any sense. Well, she doesn't want to lose the job. She's doing the bookkeeping for 2 big companies, whatever that is. And she doesn't want to lose that income. But she doesn't want to, but the CPA wants the data in QuickBooks. And she doesn't want it in QuickBooks, so.
That's crazy. Crazy.
I don't understand why, and she was not open to other possibilities. I said, well, why does the CPA want it in QuickBooks? I said, is it a certain format she's looking for? You know, I mean, you can print any report out of Quicken. If she would go get trained in Quicken properly, she probably could get the reports for the CPA that the person needs other than balance sheet reports.
Yeah, see, I think that's the big deal, is the balance sheet. Quicken doesn't have that balance sheet, and
Too bad that she's not open to learning anything new, so.
Yeah, that's a shame.
So
I just put a link in the chat for the handouts that I got from the
thank you.
webinar
Oh,
today.
great. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you.
Great.
So I wanted to say Sarah is not with us because she is helping a friend out, and she is driving.
No, she flew into Nashville and then drove down to meet her friend.
And it's 29 degrees there, according to the weather that she has.
Ugh.
It's almost 60 here. I can't, Nashville, 29?
No, but
it's 60.
Okay, I could show you, there's a cold front that's coming through. And on the east side of the cold front, the temperature's 60 degrees. On the west side, it's 25.
That's crazy.
It is, but
No, I get it. I get what you're saying. I'm just saying southern states are colder than northern states. Wait a minute.
right now they are. And it's because of the way the cold front is moving across at an angle.
We'll be getting it tomorrow.
You're going to be getting it. That's right. And within an hour, your temperature will drop 50 degrees.
Yes.
My friend was outside and she felt it happen. She could not believe it.
Oh, it's incredible when you go through something like that. You can almost feel it moving across your body. I mean,
Dropping 50 degrees in an hour?
Yeah.
Holy
it
cow.
happens like that sometimes around here.
Wow.
I was going out today, and the only reason I had a jacket on was because it was raining and I didn't want to get wet.
Right.
And this time last week, I was freezing.
Ah, right.
You know, that was back when it was down in single digits.
Oh, that's right. When it was like really awful.
Seems like a good way to get sick, the change of the weather happens so quick,
And lots of people around here, well, lots of people everywhere are getting sick.
Yeah, I've heard the flu's kind of bad this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
I always get my flu shot like in October as soon as it comes out.
So I'm not doing the flu shot. I am doing essential oils. knock wood, so far it seems to have worked for me. Now I'll get the flu bad, right?
Now, let me,
Since I don't meet with clients as much as I used to, I mean, since I do it mostly online, I can kind of control my environment a little better. But usually in February, I meet with my older clients, like at the mall and that
So
kind of
there
stuff.
yeah, start getting it then.
your screen. Watch your screen.
Okay. And you are sharing with us?
Oh, okay.
The cold front. Okay, got it.
See the 59 and the 61 and that's where you are up there. And you see the cold front. Temperatures on the left side.
So Nashville is 35.
Dixon's 28, 33.
Wow.
I mean, it's like crazy. It's like really kind of crazy. So,
Absolutely it is.
yeah. So
Well,
I think, basically, I think Sarah is over right below Nashville
Got it.
with a friend. She has to go to an hour long. She has to take her friend to a funeral that's an hour long.
ooh,
Let me unshare my screen and close that.
So poor Sarah.
There we are.
Poor Sarah who's not used to that kind of cold.
No, I know. Well, she's getting a little bit used to it now. She had snow last.
This year she certainly is.
Yeah.
uh,
So,
whether you like it or not.
Yeah, really.
yeah.
I wanted to mention Capital One not syncing with QBO. Lots of people talking about that.
Yeah.
Apparently they have put in place some kind of new security feature
Oh,
that has
So-
broken, yeah,
Is that like a bank? Capital One?
credit
it's a
card.
credit card.
Oh, credit card. Okay, that's right.
It's okay. It's not a problem.
Credit card. So anyone that has Capital One expenses downloading to their QBO now has to do it the old-fashioned way, have it sent to a CSV and import it. Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
Good
You
way to
know,
lose.
you have a choice.
Good way to lose Good way to lose customers.
You know what? I don't have a Capital One card, but if it were the major card that I were using, for sure that would be a game changer for me. I would lose that card and pick another one.
Yeah. Except the only concern is that if Capital One is doing it, how long is it going to be before the others don't do it? Because it's really interesting, but when I want to go into my email on my other computer, Microsoft wants to text me a phone number.
Wait a minute. Let me mute.
Phone.
There we go. I don't know what you were doing, Dennis, but it was loud and coming across, so muted you. Go ahead, Linda. Wait. There we go, Linda.
Yeah, I'm unmuted. But
Weird.
that's just to go into my email. And Yahoo is now doing that. They text me a text. And I'm in the middle right now of this phone is going to become my landline. This phone is my cell phone with AT&T, and later this afternoon we're unlocking it and it'll become a T-Mobile cell phone. So it's like, and this morning I had to put my black lab to sleep.
Aw.
It's like,
Aw.
yeah, I know.
I'm so sorry.
It's the same thing as the other one too. It's been like I've been up most nights with it. And it just gets, 4 or 5 hours after it eats, it gets sick and it gets sick in the house. And it's like cleaning it all up. You know,
Aw.
it's just too much.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have, you call her Holy Terror?
Yeah, I got the little one here. My little Yorkshire.
Right.
Yeah. Her name is Tara. I actually call her the little one.
Okay.
Oh, where's my little one? Where's my little one? And she looks up at me. I have a little pillow on the floor there next to me, next to my feet.
So she'll be your little buddy.
Yeah, so I'm glad I have her. I think I'd be really heartbroken without that. As it is, it's, you know, I've been doing a little crying, so I suppose that's
Aw,
not a lot, a little, you know.
because they're like family.
Well, now I have 5 dogs in heaven. That's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Duke and Sam and Jazz and Glory and Grace.
Aw.
So at least they have a lot of friends.
Right, right. They're hanging out waiting for you.
Oh, they are. And they can't wait to jump all over me when I get there. Yeah.
One of the other things I wanted to talk about was I posted a video in our group. It was by Woody, and it was QBO. I love Woody's videos. I always learn something from him.
Yeah.
I got a quarter of the way through it, got interrupted, had to stop, and then when I went back, it was taken down. So I'm not sure what happened there. Woody is a developer for Intuit, so he has a different take, and that's why I enjoy watching him, because I'm getting it from a different perspective, so I understand more why programs are set to do what they're doing. So Dennis has a call. Hi, Dennis. Oh, no, it's not Dennis. Is it Larry?
Hello.
It's Larry. We'll mute him. Okay. Larry will be back. Dennis, I muted you by mistake. Okay.
Well, it was somebody from Georgia. I didn't recognize the number, so normally I don't answer phone calls from out of state, because usually, from what I find, it's just junk phone or junk phone messages or robocalls, or
I've been getting a lot of them since December. All kinds of nonprofits.
Can you see this? It says travel. I have a thing called Umail. It says travel scam.
Okay.
So then I can go ahead and blacklist them.
I'm going to have to look at that. Travel scam, it's called.
No, that was the name of the thing that I have is Umail. It's called travel scam. Was the phone call?
Oh, okay. Umail.
Yeah, YOUMAIL. I've been using that for about a year and a half or so, and it record. You get the as a text message. I mean, they get kind of weird in terms of being how they record it. Because the technology isn't really that great to transcribe it correctly. But for they get about 90-95% right, but sometimes it's kind of hard to
know what they're talking about.
Yeah, but I can play it. I can go to my email because it comes as an email attachment, and then I can just click on the email and I can record it, and I can also save it.
Oh, okay.
So if I wanted to associate a phone call with a client record, I could do that too.
Nice.
It's like $10 a month, so it's pretty cheap.
Okay.
A lot of real estate agents use it.
Okay.
Setting it up. So
You're using it, Linda?
I tried it a short time, but the setup, I always have a really hard time in the beginning starting with something like that, because the directions are not really, really clear. And it seems as if for some reason when I look at things and read the directions, I can think that the directions might mean 2 or 3 different things. And I think the directions are unclear, so I'm not sure which one of the 2 or 3 different things it might mean.
I actually had to get intervention by the Umail staff because there was some sort of bug between, like with AT&T and Samsung.
Wow.
And so I actually had to get Umail involved and got it working, so I haven't really.
Okay, well, good. I'm glad you were able to do that. But that's when I got into that, it's like, well, that was nice. Goodbye.
So I'm sure I'd have that bug issue because I use AT&T and Samsung So
I'm thrilled with my T-Mobile. I just love it. So it just seems, except that on this phone, when I try to answer the phone, and I must be doing so, I'm going to have to ask the guy. See, and this is where I really wonder, how do the people today, the millennials, learn these things? Because nowhere does it say to answer the phone, just tap once straight on with your finger, or move your finger to the right, or whatever. And I'm here like this, trying to answer the phone, and it's not answering. Finally, after about doing that 12 times, it answers. But I don't know what it was I did different on the 12th time.
right.
To answer.
And by then they could be hanging up.
Right. Well, I've been calling people back a lot, but I see things like that. I really wish somebody gets that it's not as simple as it seems. Maybe I should write a book on it. I know when I'm in the trouble, I could do that. I could do
Absolutely, absolutely.
that if I could figure it out. So maybe I just need to probably go on to YouTube and find videos on it. I think it's the difference between touching it with one finger and touching it with two fingers and things like that, which is kind of an Apple thing in my mind, but I think it's true now for like Windows 10 and for
Things
Samsung.
are starting to act the same now. We're getting a little bit of uniformity.
Yeah, but I don't know any of those rules. The one finger, the two fingers, and how you move them. And I just want a rule I can memorize.
Right, exactly. Because as soon as you memorize it, they change it.
Yeah.
Well,
I think each company does something a little different. It's just,
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of those bogus calls too. It's very annoying. A lot of them, they'll call and they won't leave a message.
mhm.
Yeah.
And some out-of-state number or something about it that looks really wacko, And
I figure it's important to leave a message.
Exactly,
right.
exactly.
My thought, if it's important to leave a message,
I don't know what they gain by that really, but it's annoying.
If they get one person, that's their gain.
Yeah.
I had a message on my phone machine today and I deleted it. But it said this was Microsoft and I had a support package and they're going out of business, so they want to give me a refund. And I just deleted it because you know what it is. They're going to, and calling back at this number and everything. And whoever it is, I don't have no support package from Microsoft. So whoever it is says, well, you give me your bank account number and I'll put the refund right in there.
Oh, that's when you need to get one of those robo talks or that robo chat program we were talking about last week.
Yeah, that Sarah said we could get it. But you know what? I'd rather just delete the stupid thing. Or,
Yeah, well, I want to bother them. I want to bother them as much as they bother me. I don't know if you saw that TED Talk. It was hysterical. And it was just a robot talking to them. Hello? 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 Sure. And you get really ticked off people at the other end.
and listen to it. That's funny. I like that. Well, that's good. Larry, how are you doing up there in Long Island?
Oh boy, if I was a duck, I'd be in paradise. It's just a lot of snow, a lot of wet water here. The snow is melting and it's raining like crazy. But I think Sunday they said,
Cold front coming.
yeah, temperature's
we'll
going
be
to drop
getting
to
it Sunday.
28 or something. I don't know.
I know, it's crazy.
A lot of mud around here. I really didn't think that permafrost was going to unfreeze that quickly, because that's what it felt like with all of those single-digit numbers. The ground was super, super hard and frozen.
Oh.
And the ice didn't actually, and snow and whatever didn't actually melt until today.
Aha.
So a lot of water, like Larry says, a lot of mud. Yeah.
Linda, so you're north of Seth, right? I asked him this morning, but he was in a
Well,
hurry.
I'm actually east of Seth.
Oh,
And
Oh.
all the mudslides and
Yeah.
that forest fire that was a big major cause of that.
right.
Although there was a mudslide over just east of Seth on the Burbank Hills.
Oh,
He was near a smaller mudslide debris flow that I think only hurt like 2 or 3 houses. But he was like a good mile or 2 away from that.
Yeah.
But this other thing happened probably about 60 miles west of us.
okay.
But I mean, it's sad when people get, and what happened is probably all the people who were killed had been evacuated out of their houses during the forest fire.
Yeah.
So they were all staying at hotels and everything, or with friends and everything. And they had just been allowed back into their homes.
Oh,
Oh,
And then
boy.
they were told that there was these mudslides and debris flows going to come. And a lot of people, when they happened like in late 77 and when they happened in the early 90s, maybe they weren't around, they weren't paying attention, you know, and they never thought it could happen where they were. And it's really hard to believe half of a mountain can just turn liquid and come down and tear boulders and trees and just, it's kind of like a wall of concrete, wet concrete coming at you.
oh, absolutely. They're terrible. They're terrible, and they wipe out everything in their path.
Yeah, until you're caught in it, you know. And it's like, when you're caught, there's really not anything much you can do.
No.
Is there some kind of a ground cover type plant that could withstand your summers there that they could plant that would kind of?
Yeah, but the problem was this forest fire just finished up. I mean, I don't think
Yeah, it was only a couple weeks.
Yeah.
it just stopped the week before. How fast can you plant those things? Those things can't get going in a week.
Yeah,
Right.
that's right. Yeah, you're right.
That was the problem. It was the problem. And people, we try to hold on to things. That's what we do. We do that really well.
Mhm.
Yeah, people have it in their mind. They want something to be a certain way. That's what they're going to stick with.
And it's like people died from 3 years old to 89 years old.
Wow.
It didn't discriminate by age or
Nothing. Yeah.
weight or sex or color or anything. It was just the ones that were close. And it turned out that it was the people that were close to San Ysidro Creek. I think there were 2 or 3 different creeks going through that particular little housing development city.
Wow.
But it
Wow.
was one of the creeks that it took off on, and the others didn't. But there was no guarantee all 3 of them could have done that, you know, but you don't know. And people got caught. So,
Wow. Wow.
but it's really it's very sad too. But the other thing is, it's like, I noticed this just happened, Monday or Tuesday? And it's like, we're all going about our business, ho-hum, like nothing happened. And it's just kind of sad, you know?
Yeah.
Very, very sad.
Yeah. So,
Well, I think we may end a bit early this week. Is there
to do that,
anything else that we want to talk about?
I'm trying to think.
You must have already talked about Satterley's presentation this morning, right?
Oh yeah, Mariette was with us, and oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll listen to the recording later. Got in late. Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot. See you guys next week.
I want to follow that. So.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's a great, great product. I mean, I could think of all kinds of. There's a zap for that is the new saying.
Yeah.
And, you know, absolutely. I mean, it even does a better job than natively than some programs connecting.
So now is Zapier on Facebook? Probably not, but I thought she said it was.
I don't remember. I really don't. I have to get searching for it.
My wife is giving piano lessons. That's why you hear a piano in the background.
Okay. Not the first time, Dennis.
No. I was going to say that I found something that's working for me with like Gmail, because I have like, I've had a hard time opening up 2 Gmail accounts in Chrome. But
Okay.
if I do one in Chrome and one in Microsoft Edge,
Okay.
it doesn't close like it does with when I do it in Chrome. I haven't figured out how to have 2
Okay.
existing at the same
Well,
time.
I've been able to do that. I do it on different what Gmail calls names.
Yeah,
And so I sign in, but if you go up to where your name is,
Corner.
it will give you a list of, I don't even know how to describe it.
yeah. I've tried that. It seems to close it when I open up one, it closes the other, and I haven't figured out.
Okay.
So I figured just as a pragmatically, I'll just do
Yeah,
one.
and I can't, nothing I can share with you because it's
Yeah.
client names.
Yeah, sometimes it's better just to do just something that works rather than try to get the most elegant solutions.
Use 2 browsers like you
Yeah,
are.
yeah, it seems to work for me.
Chrome
so
and
it's,
Firefox, Chrome and Edge, Chrome and Mozilla.
yeah.
Okay. Zapier does have a Facebook page, and I'm on it, and I'm looking at it.
Okay.
Don't see any videos in it at this point, but it has a lot of things.
Oh, I can't imagine that it was Seth that had the,
Yeah.
That's been where people find the time to be doing all this stuff. Like I'm having a hard enough time just trying to keep up with taxes, let alone trying to spend 5 hours on,
Really.
honing my skills on.
Got it, 17 hats, I guess.
well, I just liked the page. Yay.
Okay.
So does liking a page do?
Well, it gives you the notices whenever they post anything.
Oh, is that right?
If you say you want to get them.
Oh, okay.
So then they show up on your timeline if you're looking at it.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So Dennis, a lot of changes for taxes, huh?
You can like.
Yeah, I put up a link in the chat I went to a online webinar that was actually held back in Connecticut and by a guy named Eric Green, attorney, and they had about an hour and a half was on the new Section 199,
Right.
which is on the 20% deduction for like flow through entities. So that was so you can download the PDF if you want. It's up there on the chat.
Okay.
That'll be awesome. Thank you. I'll put that up in the when I post this on our group.
Yeah. I figure I'm not really going to worry about it until probably June or July. I mean, it's like I got to worry about just doing 2017, let alone worry about. And I'm hoping that there'll be some changes that they'll simplify it because I think they're getting a lot of pushback on just how complicated this one section is.
Right.
So I'm not too worried right now.
Right, right.
I seen in the local papers that one of the the senators from our area wants to introduce some kind of a change that has to do with the mortgage
Okay.
Deduction.
the mortgage deduction, interest deduction.
So that's a New York State senator. Who are your 2 senators?
King, what's his name? Peter King.
Okay.
Isn't he a rep? Is he a senator?
Yeah,
I thought it was Gillibrand and Schumer, isn't it?
Schumer, right?
For your senators, right?
Oh, okay. Maybe you're right. Okay, you're right. You're right. I thought he was a senator, but maybe you're right.
No, I've always seen it Representative Peter King, so I know that Schumer and Gillibrand are the senators. So
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's only 2 at a time.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, out here we've got Kamala Harris and Dianne Feinstein. We had Barbara Boxer, but she
Retired.
ought to be really interesting. It might be a very interesting election. I think you're going to find everybody a lot more involved than they have been in the past.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, I sure hope so too. I mean, it's like, but the reality is it's only in several states. I mean, well, on a off-year election or like a non-presidential, it's more impactful, but like on a presidential election, you know, it's certain states have more power than others. I mean, on these battleground states where 50,000 votes can swing, you know, although there's a new provision, or there's a new move afoot to try to effectively get rid of the electoral college, where just the majority is going to get, I mean, you're not going to have these.
I hope so. I would like to see that. I really would.
I don't. I really don't
You want the electoral college to stay?
I do.
Not me. It's just too. I mean, to me, in my opinion, two of the worst presidents we've had have been lost the popular vote, and I don't know. It just doesn't seem to work very well.
Electoral college never seems to vote on the one that I want
Yeah.
around here. So, yeah, to lose them wouldn't be bad for me.
The thing I'd like to see is like a two-term max for all these.
I agree with that, or maybe 3 terms for the Senate. I mean, I can't believe there's only 500 people in the country that can. I mean, you got people like people in their 80s that are trying to be senators, like Grassley and
Yeah.
Omar. I mean, to me, I don't see that. I mean, especially when you get up in your 80s, I think you got to worry about your mental acuity. You know,
Right. Right.
Yeah, then of course people will scream age discrimination, but I like the idea of having people go there and do a job and then leave, because the power gets congregated by the longer somebody's been there. That makes it really hard to get them to vote against that. So
Right. Yeah, I think that
I agree. Yeah.
you know.
my concern is California and New York will elect everybody, and that's it. The whole rest of the country will be left out of the big elections.
Well, before we get too far into
Yeah.
political stuff,
Yeah. Oh, time out.
It's not our area of expertise, is it? No.
not at all.
Um,
I'm going to end for today. I will see you all next week, same time, same place.
Don't shut the door.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
All right.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm going to go enjoy the nice weather and try not to freeze, Gina, when it turns real cold, in the same way Larry.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Linda.